Tough tackling Molynes today against the Cavalier team. Do you have it to take the 3 points?
Yeah, I can. And
that's our player to watch, Chris. Janil Thomas.
Yeah, exciting player, says he wants to improve his season. Just 1 goal on it so far, but rewarded with a starting position today, and that's a big deal for the former JC point man up front. Very versatile player, good in the air, good with his feet, good pass of the ball, good finisher. We want to see more of it in this 2022 season.
All right, break time here on the Home of Champions as we prepare. When we come back, we'll bring you first half action. Cavalier, Molynes United, Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digital, match week 9. We're at a venue famous for cricket the world over, Sabina Park in St. Andrew. But football is the reason we are inside this historic ground on this afternoon. 2 games in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel, match week 9. The first of them between Molynes United from Casafa and their fellow Casafa team Cavalier, who happen to be the defending champions of this competition. So yeah, that's the setup for the game. The boys from Molynes in blue and the boys from Cavalier will be wearing the black and white. My name is George Davis. I'm not here alone, working with Chris Taylor, who has done the previous 2 segments of match week 9. And Chris, one can only hope that we get more goals today than we've gotten in the 4 games previous.
Yeah, I know you're worrying about your average, but certainly nice conditions here. A lot cooler than we've seen on Saturday and Sunday. In fact, yesterday, Sunday, it was very hot and probably an increase in terms of the wind. But yeah, the sun is just behind the clouds at this point, and they will enjoy this kind of atmosphere, the players. But certainly a lovely surface, a true surface, and one that provides the atmosphere for good football.
Yeah, so the players will enjoy the underfoot conditions. And even if there's rain, they will also enjoy, because this facility is purpose-built to take on water and to drain rather quickly. Let's listen in on the conversation between the refs and the captains.
All right, so we have 2 colors. We have blue, we have yellow. You're going to recall while the coin is in the air, yeah? Blue. Yellow it is, ball you want over here, so the ball is here. Enjoy it here.
Referee team of Andre Farkas and the man with the whistle.
teamwork, communicate, concentrate, and we just get it correct, and we're good to go, alright?
Jermaine Yising, Garvin Carvalho, his assistants, and the fourth official is Andrew Hayden. There are the Molynes United boys, and this is the 11 that has been sent forward by head coach Garnet Lawrence. Peter Harrison in goal, Lorenzo McCoy, Damian Thomas, Jeremy Nelson, Tyreek Wilson, Theon Palmer, Nicholas Nelson, Dejon Grant, Trevante Stewart back in the starting 11 for Sean Livingston and Tyrese Winter.
They'll be playing with a 3-4-3 formation. Obviously, Nicholas Nelson, their top attacking player, with 3 goals. But let's see if they can stop the conceding of goals at the back.
Cavalier, Vino Bartlett, who retains his place, Richard King, Christopher Pearson, the KC schoolboy, Kyle Ming, Giovanni Leng, Shaniel Thomas, Melvin Doxley, Kimani Gibbons, Ronaldo Webster, Kenroy Campbell, and Dwayne Atkinson for technical director Rudolph Speed.
Lots of width and pace for Cavalier. They'll be playing with an unusual formation, 3-3-3-1. Not every day you hear that. 1, Shaniel Thomas, our player to watch, finally in the starting lineup. Let's see if he can get some goals.
All right, so we only got 7 in the previous 4 games in match week 9, on course to be the lowest scoring round. But we have 2 games to rescue the situation, and one really hopes that, the situation is pulled from the fire. Trevante Stewart standing over the ball, and the fourth official watching the second stick by. He's indicated to Mr. Farquharson that the synchronization is about to happen. And it's happening now. And from the kickoff, Nelson goes for goal. But the wind lifted that safely over the goal, being guarded by Vino Bartlett, the man in the pink jersey. So the players, the second time this season that they're on a real surface. And I say real because the artificial turf of the UEJFF Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence has been where the majority of the games have been played. In fact, the overwhelming majority, 51% is majority. So it's not telling the true tale if you say just majority, but the overwhelming majority at that facility. 2 at, match week at 7 at Drax Hall, and now match week 9 at this facility. The organizers have said, they've said it on the Sportsmax Zone, that they are, it's not a matter of if they're going to the West, it's when they're going to the West, and that they've been looking at the facility. Work is ongoing, and so fans of football in Western Jamaica may be wondering if the organizers will be taking the competition there to the community. They say fret not, it's just a matter of time before it does so. Shaniel Thomas chasing this one. Well, actually it's the man wearing number 9 for Cavalier who was chasing that one. Hot pursuit, Christopher Pearson, and he finds Webster. Leng with an early touch. Forward to Atkinson. Wider still to Kenroy Campbell on his good left foot. The cross comes in, and defender went for it, goalkeeper went for it. Miscoordination there, or miscommunication there between Jeremy Nelson and Peter Harrison, but in the end they turned it behind for a corner. That's Garnet Lawrence, the man in the red. He is the responsible official for this Molynes United team. He does the tactics, he picks the team, and he makes the big calls on match days and in the days leading up to match days as well. Here's young Dwayne Atkinson. Whips the ball in, struggling through the breeze to get there. Was met by Nicholas Nelson. McCoy with the header. Head tennis going on now. Ming. And the German also clears his lines. Shot. Speculative. Easily held by Peter Harrison in goal. Pearson. More than a few touches so far. Kyle Ming, can he get the cross in? He can't beat Jeremy Nelson. No Jamoy Tope today for Cavalier, but Richard King retains his place. His pass picked off, and it's spinning around at the back. Viet Leng had his feet in a tangle. King into space for Gibbons to chase. And Kenroy Campbell has come back to help his defenders to take this ball out of the defensive third. He's being hustled and harried by Winter. And referee Farquharson gives him the free kick. Here's Rudolph Speed, man who masterminded the championship run last campaign, beating Waterhouse on penalties at the UWJFF Captain Horace Centre of Excellence. He says that the difficulties that they've had early season have not been surprising, because based on what they're doing with the team to last the whole campaign, they didn't quite expect it to be as arduous as it has been, but they did expect that it would have been difficult in part. The rain is with us, but just a light drizzle that is being blown around in the wind as the St. Lucian Doxley chases this for Cavalier. Forward for Chenille Thomas, who wasn't quite ready. Winter deep for Molynes. First touch for Trevante Stewart is not a good touch. He almost off his hip, but he retains possession for his team. Keon Palmer. Ooh, a kick in like a high boot from Tyrese Winter. Let's see what Mr. Farquharson does. He just goes to check on Doxley, and no card involved. He can report. Long ball for Atkinson to chase. Dijon Grant with him, but Atkinson can beat him for pace. But the ball just wouldn't sit for him, as we see a replay of the challenge. Winter with the raised leg. Doxley the bigger man, and good job he's the bigger man, because smaller man may have been hurt in that collision. We're getting wet on our commentary point, and I see Chris Taylor looking as if the roof is leaking. It's his place. The Kingston Cricket Club belongs to Chris Taylor, so I don't know why you're looking as if your roof is leaking.
He does talk to that strong cross breeze, which is so common here at the ground.
Lovely touch by Doxley. That was actually Kenroy Campbell with his back, but the wind wreaking havoc with many things here. Once the ball is on the floor, it's okay, but those passes that are played into space for players to chase will have to be, even if they're weighted perfectly, the wind will complicate things. So a bit of wait and see as to how the ball will behave when passed on the floor or in the air. King goes long, comes back to Campbell. Ling. Cavalier trying to settle into their passing pattern. They have trademarked the slow build-up from the back in this league. Atkinson's back passes. For a moment there, it appeared as if it was a little short, and Trevante Stewart was interested. As we get the rain a little bit heavier right now. We're under some threat here. After coming to position, and our match cards aren't waterproof, but we'll have to get around that. The action continues. This is Webster. Trying to dribble around McCoy. McCoy is a big man, and he does the turn when McCoy under tremendous pressure. Webster wants the corner, and the assistant says goal kick. Assistant referee on this near side, Jermaine Easing. His colleague across this field on the far side, Garvin Carvalho. That's Chris Pearson, scored in the Manning Cup final in regulation time. KC went on to win it on penalties, you would know. Highly promising, highly thought of, and getting his chance here from Rudolph Speed.
Yeah, very excited to see what he brings today, Christopher Pearson. Certainly, arguably the MVP for the Kingston College team this season in schoolboy football. Excellent performer. Good in both aspects, scoring of goals and assisting as well. And as I said, was certainly playing that attacking midfield role. Slight tweak as well by Rudolph Speed to the starting lineup, well, to the formation. 3-4-1-2. He has actually gone with 2-point men in most of his games. Albeit, we did say, George, that Webster and Atkinson as wide players, it just needed that central player. So that's what he's brought in today. But he's just played with a lone man up front in Chanel Thomas and strengthened the players behind him.
Yeah. Javante Stewart not happy with the quality of the cross from Tyrese Winter just now, and made him know that he wasn't happy, gave him a glare. As we speak of Christopher Pearson, his KC teammate Carrick Stewart is on the opposing bench for Molynes. Didn't get into the starting 11, but should see some game time today. Here's Pearson chasing this one down in midfield, forward, trying to play Chanel Thomas in. Jeremy Nelson was beaten for pace, but the ball had run away from both of them. Leon Palmer. Leng goes across to meet him. Leng is quick. Finds Kenroy Campbell. Further forward, but Atkinson was coming short, but Campbell's pass went long. And Chanel Thomas pressures Jeremy Nelson into the concession of a corner, says referee, well, the assistant referee Easing, backed up by the man in charge, Andre Farquharson. So good play from Chanel Thomas. Peter Harrison produced a worldie in our last game against Arnott Gardens. Tremendous save. Well, at least two. One from Kelson late on the kick save. There was one from an Arboin header that really looked good. Atkinson with this corner. Goes back post. It hits Winter in the face. Didn't know much about it, but effective defending nonetheless. Ming goes over. Referee continues play, and Ming realizing he wasn't getting the call, back up on his feet and is okay immediately. Cavalier with 56% of the possession after the first 10 minutes, as we see Nicholas Nelson being fouled. Campbell tracking him and wrapping his leg around the attacker's leg. And Nelson may have hurt his arm on the landing. Yeah.
Yep, there's Carrick Stewart, the teammate of at KC of Christopher Pearson, who you mentioned a couple of minutes ago. He's in that central defensive midfield role, Carrick Stewart. And probably he's one of those players that will help to stem the goals that they have been conceding, Molynes. Just too many, what, 15 on the season. Second worst defensive record, Molynes United.
Rashawn Livingston booked by referee Farquharson, and must be for something he said, because his team had a free kick awarded to them, and then when the ball was dead, or while the ball was dead, the referee called him over and booked him. Anyway, this looks to be a Molynes story. Yes, it is. So slow start to this game. There's the confirmation of the card to Rashawn Livingston. Bartlett claims this with the minimum of fuss. The goal kick is poor, just peeled off his boot. Luckily for him, it's worked its way upfield. Webster on the dribble. Wants a short pass, uses Pearson. Wide to Ming now. Cavalier have two men in the box. Ming can't get around Livingston, and Livingston adjudged to have fouled him. Let's see if referee Farquharson has a word with him. Yes, he's going across referee Farquharson to have a word with Livingston. Booked him 80 seconds ago and is now telling him to cool it, or else I may have to send you for an early shower. Yeah, that's what he's saying, the referee. Livingston not a dirty player at all, but sometimes players get lippy and talk themselves into a caution. That's what he did moments ago.
Cavalier have good kickers of the dead ball. Campbell here. Also have Atkinson who put good deliveries into the box. So this is a promising position for them, and they certainly have players with height. Thomas is in there. Well, King has sat back. But Lang and company.
Talk show back in the day. Livingston with a clearing header. Stewart got there before Murray, but the ball ran right the way through. Actually, Kimani Gibbons was the man who was stripped. Haven't seen much from Molynes as an attacking unit thus far. They've been finding it very difficult to get to their front man. And it's the story of their season.
Yeah, we've been discussing that a lot. We think back to even their 4-1 loss against Mount Pleasant, where Trevante Stewart did score the goal eventually. He was so starved of opportunities. When Stewart hasn't been there, and it's just been Nelson, it's still been a struggle. He has had to come so deep generally to the half line that he has too much work to do.
Yeah, as the playmaker and score. This is Atkins receiving Pearson's pass, trying to find Webster, but McCoy was there with a crucial interception. And the Molynes defenders applauding each other, trying to encourage them to say that, yeah, we're doing the right thing, we're playing well so far, we're holding them at bay. Expect the game to follow this trend where Cavalier will dominate the ball. Duxley with the expansive Ronaldo chop on the cross, met by Jeremy Nelson, the volley by Kenroy Campbell. Really didn't get much purchase in the shot. And Peter Harrison wasted that goal kick, we can all agree. He effectively gave back possession to Cavalier, and he knows, he saw him walk away and look up at the sky, wondering why did I just do that. Gibbons for Cavalier. Webster trying to flick to Ming, made no contact, and McCoy forward for Stewart, but a little bit too high for him. Pearson once again has seen a lot of the ball this school. Well, Ming is in a promising position now. Can he get the cross? Webster missed it. And it just dribbled away from Webster, with the Molynes defenders backpedaling and scrambling. That was an opening that Cavalier didn't capitalize on. Lang trying to play the 1-2 with Atkinson. And the Dijon Grant out there wide to knock it outside for a throw. Ming looks to have a problem. Kyle Ming, he's down. Well, it's back up. May have been a groin issue, was just giving the groin an extra stretch. Cavalier really dominating position and running through. Here's Kenroy Campbell, another promising position. Can he produce the cross? And Tyrese Winter back at him and snapping at him. And it's a goal kick. Good defending there from Winter.
Yeah, but he was allowed in by Campbell. Such a poor touch by Campbell, letting the ball run up too far away from him, so he couldn't get in the cross. He waited too long. That initial control should have been the time where he was looking to whip that into the 6-yard area. And yeah, having some joy in the wide areas though, Cavalier so far. Ming on the right, Campbell and Lang on the left.
Speaking of Lang, he thought he won it fairly and squarely from Theon Palmer just now. The referee said free kick. I can feel the sense of being aggrieved that the Cavalier man expressed just now. Campbell boots this long. Flicked on by Shaniu, well, not a flick on. Headed behind by Shaniu Thomas. Expansive back header. Didn't connect with Webster though, and now Molynes can come. Stewart now running for the first time, chasing it. And Kimani Gibbons calm. Under pressure, Stewart with the big frame, barging him off the ball illegally, so says referee Farquharson. And it's a free kick. Thought that was shoulder to shoulder, Mr. Farquharson, but maybe he's saying there was too much aggression in it.
Yeah, and I think it was the extension of the arm. If you're using the shoulder, you have to just use the shoulder to bounce, but once you extend the arm, it's going to go against you from the officials.
This is the play. So Stewart goes on the other side. Well, that's one.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go again. And there's a big barge coming.
Yeah. And he lowers the shoulder as well.
McCoy beats Webster in the air, no surprise there. Nicholas Nelson, again, look how deep he's come. Plays with Livingston, back to Nelson, good connection between those two. Stewart giving him a run, but Palmer, the passing option was obvious. Campbell flicks away from Winter and goes down. Winter needs to watch himself. He's had a few nibbles at a couple of the Cavalier boys, and referee Farquharson hasn't booked him yet. Just had a word with him though, so he should watch himself, the Molynes United number 15.
Cynical, eh? Certainly no attempt to play the ball. That's making sure Campbell couldn't retrieve that after that bit of skill. But yeah, definitely a game that Cavalier have controlled well, especially in the middle of the park, and then spreading the ball to the wide areas like this.
Webster. Shane Thomas with the effort under pressure from Damian Thomas. The Thomas is clashing there. And Chanel got some connection, but not enough.
The Lions actually did well on that occasion in terms of getting in a block, getting players behind the ball to make it difficult.
Wilson. They've taken the ankle of Ronaldo Webster, and referee Farquharson gives him a lecture. Can see him trying to manage this game, just trying to talk to the players to say, gentlemen, keep the tackles clean. I don't want to have to reach for my pocket and take anybody's name. Yeah, the ankle definitely taken there. Gibbons sending his captain running, but McCoy has him covered every way. And the man they simply call Rasta, very unimaginative nickname from the Molynes boys. They can do better than that for Lorenzo McCoy. There are so many Rastas all over. And we need to have the nickname committee at Sportsmax get together and give McCoy something honorable. Winter. Palmer back into the path of Winter. Only Stewart and Livingston for company up front, and that cross would never beat Richard King in a million years. Pearson wide to Atkinson. Cavalier getting a lot of joy wide on that left hand side. But Atkinson's cross is poor. And Stewart got it back to his skipper. This is Wilson now. Wilson's pass is nondescript. A poverty of play from Molynes United on the offensive end, it's accurate to say. And Trevante Stewart has been running around Chris Taylor, but has been running around for nothing.
Yeah. Nothing of quality really for Trevante Stewart so far, but as we have seen, when he does get that opportunity or a ball in his foot, he certainly has the strength and the ability to finish. So Molynes will be hoping that at some point they're able to give him better stuff to work off.
I tell you what though, his performance against Waterhouse as a lone striker is yet to be bettered in this league. I don't think anybody has put on a better show of lone striker. As we see Rudolph Speed studied in concentration, trying to help his team to plot away through this Molynes rear guard. So we know that he has the quality, Stewart, but the service has to be right. That day the service was perfect. He ran the channels and ran the Waterhouse defense ragged. He's not getting that kind of supply this afternoon, at least not yet. Good turn by Chanel Thomas with the pass. Sends Atkins wider than he would have wanted. Maybe an infringement in the play, which is why referee Farquharson was saying, well, play on. Leng trying to be fancy and almost gave the ball away. Atkinson back to Richard King. Would you believe this young man only 20 years old? Big lad. Gibbons strong. And Webster too strong with the pass.
It's been a disappointing couple of games for Ronaldo Webster, not up to his usual quality. We saw him with an half chance early in the game as well. Just didn't get there, couldn't sort out his feet. Talented left foot. Good wide player Webster. Just 2 goals to his name so far this season. He's better than that, Ronaldo Webster.
For some reason he's not beating players the way that we've come to expect from him. And when a winger, a dribbler, a space maker as he isn't dribbling well, then the goal scoring won't come.
Yeah, totally agree. Used to seeing him cut in from the right-hand side and let fly with the left foot, but as I said, it hasn't happened as much. He's been asked to play as I said earlier in the season, there was a two-man strike force, but it was made up of two wingers, which we just didn't think was the right tactic from Rudolph Speed. He had Webster on one side and Atkinson on the other. Neither are central strikers, and he was starved of talent in that role, Rudolph Speed, and it didn't really work well for both of them. Now with Chanel Thomas, it might actually assist him to play off of Thomas and have that point man.
Rasta with this throw, Lorenzo McCoy, big throw, and the referee Farkas now spotted an infringement. Richard King was fouled, and he's given Cavalier the free kick.
Yes. No, I was just saying, Stuart again, very strong, good use of the body generally, but sometimes gets a little bit carried away.
Yeah,
another situation like that.
Had a handful of Richard King's jersey, and referee Farkas and the eagle-eyed spotting that. I must say, Kimani Gibbons has impressed me with his physical strength so far for Cavalier, because he's been the victim of two almighty shoulder barges from Javante Stewart, and he stood tall both times.
Yeah.
So he looks a small man, but looks to be really strong, Mr. Gibbons. Nice pass by Pearson into the path of Ming. Pearson once again. Forward for Webster. Webster trying to burst into the box. It's a challenge. It's a free kick on the edge of the box. And Damian Thomas colliding with Ronaldo Webster. Hence Mr. Ferguson calling for the physios from both teams. Wasn't that an accidental? Wasn't that just the coming together, Chris? Did you see a foul there?
Well, I just think it wasn't a good challenge at all.
True.
There you could see it was totally mistimed. Very clumsy. And yeah, took out Webster by the knees.
I tell you what, Thomas was okay in the challenge, but as he fell, his face struck the knee of Webster. As the Webster's knee was coming up, Thomas's face was going down, and that's what caused him the problem. Hope he's well.
Having stopped the attack like that, I wonder if referee Farquharson might produce the yellow card for the Molynes team as well, because had Webster gone through there, he would have had a clear opportunity at goal, and it was really a clumsy challenge.
We're inside the 876 water break. 876 water, uniquely Jamaican. Let's listen in. So 876 Premier Water, uniquely Jamaican, sponsoring all the water breaks here. We have 2 per game in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. And so of course Cavalier have bossed the game in terms of the offensive push. This is Webster across, and look at Chanel Thomas, but Damian Thomas got a vital block there. His positioning was good, and the way he chose to engage was also the best way. And easy for Harrison, and then Pearson out of the wood pass into the path of Atkinson, well, Ming, and Webster couldn't get on the end of it. It was played just away from him. So Cavalier have looked the likelier of the two teams. Molynes as an attacking unit really haven't turned up, but they're holding their own, defending and blocking. You just heard Coach Garnet Lawrence ticking off Rashawn Livingston, saying you should stay with your marker. Don't be drawn to somebody else, because now you leave the man you should be marking open and he's going to cause us damage. Stick with your marker. The message from Garnet Lawrence to Rashawn Livingston is number 11.
Yeah, good opportunity this though for Kenroy Campbell. We still haven't seen a yellow card produced. That's a bit of a surprise for me, considering Damian Thomas's clumsy effort.
Perhaps it is he was saved by the water break.
Yeah, maybe. Everyone was cooled down, including referee Farquharson.
Yeah. Again, he's trying to reason with the players, trying to rationalize. I like to see that from referees. Talk to the players more and get them to conform rather than booking them into conforming. You talk and they still carry on, then you start taking names. Anyway, you spoke of Campbell. He has an interest in this. So too does Dwayne Atkinson. Looks to be Campbell's ball from this angle, though.
Yeah, will more suit the left footer from here. But we've seen creative pieces being done both here and overseas where you put the ball in a position for the right footer. Let's see.
Both teams down to 10 for the minute. Atkinson, he goes for it! And Peter Harrison, right on point at his near post. Wouldn't have been beaten even if it was on the target.
Yeah. If Atkinson was going to kick it as he did, you would have thought that Campbell might have just touched it towards him just to lessen the angle.
Yes.
To make it easier for Atkinson, but he had to bend that way too much.
I was about to say Theon Palmer is struggling up front for Molynes United, but that would be just picking on him because, as I noted, the entire Molynes attacking unit has not clicked.
Yeah, they've been pushed back. In fact, majority of the time, it's only Trevante Stewart in the Cavalier half.
Lovely pass by Pearson, but look at Winter again. He's done some good defensive work down that side, and he's had a few niggling tackles, and he's escaped a booking, so he won't have that to encumber him in his challenges. As we see German Nelson having to get across to turn this behind. Well, knee bounce out of play now. It's kept in. And offside, the call against Giovanni Leng. But it's a free kick on that far side. Another shot of champion coach Rudolph Speed. And for some reason he has many critics, and I'm sure he revels in the fact that, well, what are you going to say about me now? I've done what most of you have never done in your coaching careers. I've won the Premier League title, and I won it with a team of babies. You said it wouldn't work. Wicked cross by Livingston. Stewart at the back post, but Giovanni Leng, how crucial was that interception? Vital, vital header from Giovanni Leng, with Stewart waiting to pounce. Palmer is going the wrong way for the moment. Goes wide to Winter. Can he find a good cross? It's lofted into the box, and Nelson went up. But Vina Bartlett catching it, and just out of the blue, just like that, Molynes coming alive, and Rashawn Livingston to be credited for the quality of cross. But Gio Leng's defending. How good was that?
Both excellent. The trajectory of the delivery from Livingston was what was excellent. He obviously gauged the wind very well. Flatter delivery, so it cut through the breeze. But yeah, the cross from the other side does too much hang time and made it easy for Barkley.
Maybe a protege of Radley Reid, the brilliant Campion College former principal and physics teacher, who gave him the wind gauge, Livingston. 65% possession being hogged by the Cavalier boys. So really pushing Molynes all the way back. But just out of that, they'll know that they can't give Molynes a sniff. And Stewart is confident enough to take one of those chances. And yeah, Giovanni Leng's defending really good to deny him just now.
Majority of the possession, but very flat when they get into the 18-yard area, Cavalier.
Yeah,
the confidence isn't there for them.
It looks uncoordinated once it gets there.
Yeah.
The build-up looks good, but right at the box, problem. Stewart chasing down Leng. Leng wanted Bartlett to come short. The goalkeeper knew better. Stayed put. Atkinson wriggling out of a tight spot. Richard King. Will he carry this deep as we've seen him do in the past for Cavalier to good effect? Yes, he goes and it's run. Richard King robbed by Wilson. And Grant got in there. Winter got in there, and now Wilson, can he get around? Yes, he can. It was a poor pass though to Trevante Stewart. The pass was on, but Wilson just rushed to the pass. Had a little more time than he knew. Should have tried to do things in an orthodox fashion. Trevante Stewart would have been away. Really openly attempted a cross by Kenroy Campbell. Which was the hand of apology. King Turns it away from the advance of Stewart, and now Doxley in midfield for Cavalier. Campbell instructed to go back to Leng, and he obliges. 34th minute. Chanel Thomas running off the shoulder of Donald Thomas, or Damian Thomas rather. Both Thomases wearing number 17. Chanel got no joy on that occasion. Wilson turning away. Across to Winter. Palmer trying to find Livingston. Crucial interception by Gibbons. Atkins once again. Can he run at Dijon Grant? Comes inside. Trying to find Webster! They just ran away from him. Maybe Webster was anticipating that McCoy would have taken a touch, and so he was put off by it running by the defender, and by the time he realized it was in his zone, it had run away from him, run too far.
Yeah, that's a lack of confidence for Ronaldo Webster just there. A striker who is very in tune would anticipate that the defender is going to miss it just in case. So he would be putting his foot there just in case the defender missed, so that it would fall onto his foot. And yeah, Webster, who doesn't really favor the right foot either. Once he allowed that, once he didn't make that initial movement, he was never going to get it on the slippery surface of Sabina Park. But a lovely weighted, lovely pass by Dwayne Atkinson, and the weight was perfect. But as we said, in the box, Cavalier just don't look confident. There's actually two different issues for these teams, because Molynes, actually when they get in the box with the ball, they show quality. They're actually confident. Trevante Stewart and Nicholas Nelson, very confident in the 18-yard area. They just can't get there, George, repeatedly. But Cavalier get there a lot, but the confidence in their strikers not high at the moment.
Damian Thomas saying he, as we say on the playground here in Jamaica, he was coached by Chanel Thomas. Referee Farquharson having a word with the tall young man from Cavalier. Yeah, and Thomas saying, referee, there's some studs there as I was trying to challenge, and he turned. That's how he turned. It's a free kick, but nothing more. Chanel Thomas, very pleasant young man, likable youngster, and he has big dreams. And here's hoping that he can realize them before his good years are over. Atkinson beating Wilson to it, Winter to it rather, and Doxley. Back to Atkinson. So much of Cavalier's build-up has come through their number 10. Back to Campbell. Campbell around Winter. A burst of speed takes him away. But it breaks down. Jeremy Nelson goes long. Giovanni Leng has Trevante Stewart to contend with. Battle of the strong men, and Stewart deemed to have committed the foul. Again, he doesn't get the call, Trevante Stewart.
Yeah, he does a little bit too much. As I said, very strong, uses his body well, but then the tugs and the extra stuff, sometimes a bit too much. You know, they're grabbing on the shirt of Leng. You're just not going to get away with that, wrapping your hands around. It's an easy call for referee Farquharson. He has to be a little more subtle, Trevante Stewart, and that's not really a strong aspect of his game.
Yeah. Young Winter is down for the moment for Molynes. Livingston has come near side to take some more instructions from Garnet Lawrence, his head coach for Molynes. And Madame Physio from Molynes making her way across with the, let's not say first aid, Chris, let's say relief kit.
Yeah. With
several cans of Magic Spray TM. And she's gone across to attend to Tyrese Winter, who doesn't usually go down, and Dijon Grant just gave the signal for a change.
Wow.
And I don't know.
He's up and walking, but he doesn't look comfortable.
In all the games we've done, and he looks that way. In all the games we've done, Chris, I've never seen Tyrese Winter go down. So maybe his time is short, as Jaheim Harris going through his paces. So too, well, That's Harris, the one that's warming up, who looks to be the likely substitute if Winter can't continue. Meanwhile, Molynes battle on with 10. This is Wilson off the chest of Pearson, who keeps it in, but only for Theon Palmer, who's brought. We may see your first yellow card, and Kyle Ming. Don't think he had to foul there, you know. Sometimes players are in a position where they must foul, but there was cover for Kyle Ming, and he may say, well, you know, I acted too quickly in making that challenge, and yeah, he goes into the book for fouling Theon Palmer. So yeah, the change is going to be made for sure. Winter can't continue. And high fives being exchanged by Jaheim Harris with his teammates. So the change is now made. Winter off and Jaheim Harris in, and Jaheim Harris gave me one of my best moments in schoolboy football. He scored a tremendous goal to settle the Ben Francis Cup final against Stets at Stets. And yeah, the Edwin Island schoolboy getting some game time for Molynes. Good to see him at this level, Jaheim Harris.
Technically very good in terms of kicking. As I said, scored a brilliant goal as well, but from the dead ball, he's good with both instep and the inside of his foot. Quality in terms of his technique. I mean, I'm sure you'll need more than that this afternoon, but yeah, lovely to see exposure at this level for him.
Well, what he has, at least has at the schoolboy level, because this level is different. He has a change of pace when dribbling, which is it's almost unplayable at the schoolboy level. He just stops it and then he's gone. The schoolboys can't match him. Different level this. These are faster men, stronger men here, men with more experience in terms of spacing before they engage. So let's see if that tool that has served him so well at the schoolboy level is of any value in this JPL powered by Digicel. Loxley trying to find Ming, but Livingston did his job well defending. Spectators scurrying for cover as the rain comes back at the park. Those sitting in the Kingston Cricket Club stand where we are commentating from, our commentary position is, yeah, behaving like goats or cats just to cover. Webster away from Harris. Lovely turn by Webster. Harris hunts him down, but Webster still did very well there, ran in a circle but still maintained possession. Gibbons' cross had good shape on it, but so Harris gets his first touch as a Premier League player and finds his captain Nelson. Wider to Theon Palmer. Lovely move to get rid of Atkinson, but then the pass was poor. And the rain beating down here now at Sabina Park. There are absolutely no issues that the surface will become difficult for the players because the drainage here is world class. Ling forward to Atkinson, and then Nelson of the German variety. Nicholas's brother allows it to run through to goalkeeper Harrison, who goes long with the kick, asking Trevante Stewart. Ooh, the controller's on, but it came more off his shin than the instep. It's a kind of pass that Dimitar Berbatov would have taken down and then put his hands in the waist of his shorts or his fingers and flicked his hair back and then made a pass. Had so much time.
I was going to say this weekend we saw a lovely takedown by Kai Havertz for Chelsea. A beautiful ball over the top One touch to control the left foot and the second touch in the back of the net. Amazing. Trevante Stewart would love to have touch like that.
Atkinson. Chanel Thomas now. Wider to Ling. Was tiptoed into an attacking position. Kenroy Campbell now can't cross because Dijon Grant has blocked it. Doxley. Wider to Ming. Being hunted down by Livingston. Webster. Can't get away from Rasta, who takes him down, and the assistant referee flags for a free kick. So the men on the bench, I'm sorry for them, they have no cover, and they're getting a royal soaking, the players from both teams, as we see a replay of Webster losing his bearings for a moment. They say that 2 minutes, well, the fourth official is getting ready to add 2 minutes to the first half. Webster is getting some running repairs effected, so he's teamed down to 10 men for the moment. Pearson with this free kick. Whips it in, nice curl on it! Oh, what a goal from Captain Kyle Ming! That was a tremendous piece of play from free kick to header. Christopher Pearson's free kick, lovely shape on it, and Kyle Ming rose majestically. Peter Harrison, not much of a chance. That's 1-0, folks.
That's a top-class header by Kyle Ming. Yes, the delivery from Christopher Pearson wasn't a bad one. What was, he had a lot of work to do, Ming, from what, so maybe 16 yards out, 15 yards out, going away from him, and to generate that power. Kyle Ming, that was remarkable. To the far post as well, just underneath the crossbar. In fact, it shaved it as well. And that's really a top finish for his first goal of the season, the captain. Just the 9th goal Cavalier have scored all season. Initially, George, I was actually going to say that even though the trajectory of the delivery from Pearson was good, I thought it was too deep. But Ming,
well, it was perfect because Ming,
obviously.
That's the thing. That's why. So I'm here wondering to myself, well, I just said that the delivery from the free kick was perfect, and the man said, well, it's not too bad. It was perfect delivery for the header, and Ming really read it well. That was a top header that Harrison couldn't even fly after that one. So that's how we've broken the deadlock here, folks. Cavalier will feel that their endeavors in this first half deserve a goal, and for once deserve has everything to do with it because they've scored. So the rain is playing cat and mouse with us. It was coming down hard just now, but it's muted now. Light drizzle. Kyle Ming, captain's armband on the left bicep, getting his name on the score sheet. So Molynes have work to do. They find themselves in a familiar position, a goal down in the first half. Stewart's chest down to Wilson. Damian Thomas up from centre half into the Cavalier half. Nicholas Nelson goes down saying he was fouled by Gio Leng. Referee doesn't want to hear it. And that's it for the first half. Cavalier striking late through their captain Kyle Ming. Lovely header. And as we get the pause, Rudolph Speed's team have their noses in front against the Molynes United team that really haven't reported as an attacking force so far this afternoon. So at the break, Cavalier 1, Molynes United 0.
Back we are at Sabina Park, half-time in this Jamaica Premier League match week 9 fixture between Molynes United and Cavalier, and it's 1-0 to the Cavalier team, the defending Premier League champions. Jamaica Premier League, of course, powered by Digicel. And we look at the first half highlights. At one point, Cavalier had 65% possession, and Pearson with the early strike, speculative, may have been going wide, but Peter Harrison just gathered nonetheless. Wanted to get his hands warm. Then Pearson again frees Kyle Ming. You'll hear more about that duo later, but Ronaldo Webster couldn't find this one. It was cleared by Winter, who had to leave the field injured for Molynes. Here's Webster. Chanel Thomas is going to get his chance. That Damian Thomas blocked. Another angle of that chance. Webster, quick look. May not have been aiming for Thomas, but it got through to him. Then Livingston's nice cross that Trevante Stewart was waiting to nod home, but for Giovanni Leng's clearing header. Vital interception there. And then look at Atkinson. He's going to find a very lovely pass that Webster didn't expect to come to him, and in not expecting it, he couldn't deal with it. Ran away for a goal kick, and then Pearson's cross, well, Pearson's free kick. Look at the curve on it, look where it fell. In the perfect spot for Kyle Ming, getting everything, power and loop to beat Peter Harrison. That was how the deadlock was broken. Cavalier going into the halftime break, 1-0 in front. Numbers from the first half: 7 shots overall, 4 on target, 3 on target by Cavalier. 16 fouls, 9 committed by Molynes, a yellow card apiece, or 1 yellow card apiece. Is not a number, children. 1 offside call, 2 corner kicks, both to Cavalier. And look at that, Cavalier, 66% possession in the first half. Let's send you now to a recap of the action from Sunday, match week 9, the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel.
Referee Stephen Duar, a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, with a whistle. Early in the piece, Cleon Price dribbles toward goal here. He turns the ball, just a lateral pass there to Alwyn Harvey, who rifles a right-footed shot past Eric Edwards in goal. Alwyn Harvey's first goal in Premier League football, and it has been coming for some time now. What a strike that was, and welcomes Eric Edwards to his new duties as the Arnett Gardens goalkeeper. Arpoy working really hard here, setting the ball across to Steve Clark, whose right-footed strike is deflected over the crossbar. Clark again slides the ball in here. Good work here by Romeo Guthrie, the Arnett Gardens captain, who turns Ken Lane well, but can't make it count with a shot. Shot on goal there from the free kick from Ricardo Morris, easily saved. Good work here by the Mount Pleasant team. Juna Johnson gets in the way there and deflects the ball behind for a corner. That ball was headed straight for Ricardo Morris. Morris slides the ball across here to Daniel Green, Mount Pleasant's leading goal scorer with 5 goals, but the effort is snuffed out on the near post. Morris does work here. Ezran Simpson putting a lot of pressure on him, and he can't get a proper shot on goal from a very, very tight angle. Again, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, Eric Edwards, who does really well there, making himself big. Mount Pleasant putting the pressure on. Good cross inside by Green, and Ricardo Morris's effort here is saved very, very well by Eric Edwards, who had a tremendous game this afternoon in his first outing for Arnett Gardens, a recent transfer from Portmore United. Here's Arnett, Demar Deacon. Guthrie's strike is well saved by Akil Clark. Arpoint gets in there, wins the second ball, and a powerful right-footed strike. Akil Clark, the Guyanese, in the Mount Pleasant goal, can't stop it. There's where Arpoint wins it. Just a couple of touches to set himself away from the challenging defenders, and he finished really well. Guthrie's right-footed strike there, as we said, stopped initially, and he can't stop that second strike. Arpoint gets his 3rd goal of the season and claims a point for Arnett Gardens. 1-1 the final score. Here are the main points of the match. Pretty scrappy early action here, but Mobay United had their moments. strike on goal there from Shaquille West. Harmless, no power on it really. And here's the Andre Clennon goal, receiving the pass from Paisley, and he would shoot very powerfully on the near post, beating goalkeeper Burton with power. Burton left a bit of a hole there on his near post, and inviting the powerful strike from Andre Clennon, getting his first goal of the season and only his second goal in 2 seasons. Dallas with a left-footed strike on goal, shut out by goalkeeper Burton. Moby had some substitutes on in the second half, including Grant, and here's a red card incident with Niche and Rico Edwards. In the end, both getting red cards. Not too sure what Rico Edwards did there, because it was Niche that was grabbing onto his here. Shamari Dallas, who worked hard all 90 minutes of this match, just unable to free himself there to get a shot off. And here's Ewan Barton with a strike. Goalkeeper Petrie not able to hold it first time, but after a couple of bobbles, collects cleanly and sets up the victory here for Humble.
Back with us at Sabina Park for second half action in this JPL Matchday 9 clash. Before that though, what about these promos events coming up on Sports Max? Round of 16 second leg Manchester United Atletico Madrid from Old Trafford, Tuesday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. in Jamaica. Juventus and Villarreal, that second leg, Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. in Jamaica on Sports Max 2. And referee Farquharson, Jermaine Yising, and Garvin Carvalho flanking him, walking back out onto the park for the resumption of this game that Cavalier lead 1-0 courtesy of a Kyle Ming goal not too long before half-time. And the defending champions breaking the resistance of the boys in yellow and blue. So, from Garnet Lawrence's perspective, Chris Taylor, what pieces can he move around to spark his attack into life and to get them back into this game, you think?
I think they have to challenge better within the middle of the park, better ball retention, and then thrusting forward opportunities for Stewart and Nelson. I just don't think they have been getting on the ball enough. He's brought in the young Jaheim Harris. Nelson has been forced to get to drop deep, but he hasn't got much of the ball at all either. And that's the aspect that I think that they'll have to do better. They have to appear in the midfield a lot more than they are at the moment.
Well, one of the men that Molynes certainly missing this afternoon, Tyreek Sutherland, their midfield general, usually plays at the base of the midfield, their number 6, not here this afternoon. And his absence, I was noting over the course of the first half, there's a Tyreek Sutherland-sized hole in this midfield. Header forward by Kyle Ming again, won another header. Was trying to play that through to Giovanni Leng. Stewart beaten to it by Kimani Gibbons. Molynes will settle for a throw. Stewart barging over Kyle Ming there. We've spoken about how strong Kimani Gibbons is in withstanding those barges from Trevante Stewart. Not so Kyle Ming, who's a thin man. Trevante Stewart, look at this.
Yeah, but the extension of the arm again. Yeah,
right through the back, Nobody would stand up after that. Ming having the wind knocked out of him. That was a really, really hard barge by Stewart.
It's about the third or fourth time that Stewart has done that, and then wonders what he's done wrong. So obviously he doesn't understand the difference between a shoulder to shoulder and
a shoulder to back.
Yeah, exactly. Or an extension of the arm.
Which he did on that occasion.
He keeps on extending the arm, and once he does that, the call is going to go against him.
And for the linguistics police listening and say, George, a hard barge. Well, what I intended to say was that the barge it had a little extra. And I know I should have stayed at barge, but that's what we Jamaicans do. That's why we say hand middle and the finger head and head back and heel back, right, Chris? There you go. Here's Madame Physio near side and Garnet Lawrence trying to think of how his team can get back into this game. Richard King with this free kick for Cavalier. Goes very long, met by Jeremy Nelson with Chanel Thomas lurking. Webster. Dwayne Atkinson called for it. The good first touch is good! And he's offside though. Second touch not so good, but it would have been irrelevant if it had scored because he was offside, said assistant referee Garvin Carvalho. Harris. Fancy ball control, which worked. Jeremy Nelson now. Can't turn yet. Will have to go back. Doesn't want to go back. Still can't find a pass, Jeremy Nelson. Nicholas Nelson, rather. In a circle, then beats. And runs through to Theon Palmer, there's an infringement on the play. The Molynes bench not liking that call. They felt that referee Farquharson got it wrong. And referee Farquharson telling Trevante Stewart, you've committed one too many fouls all over the pitch. He pointed out the various spots and said, that's it, no more. So Trevante Stewart adjudged to have fouled Gio Leng. Anyway, Chanel Thomas gets through, and a clearing challenge by Damian Thomas right in the nick of time. We're only in the 49th minute and Molynes are lining up 2 changes, a double change. Garnet Lawrence is lining up after only 4 minutes of the second half. Webster hangs it up to the back post. Shane Thomas goes up, but the referee, the goalkeeper Peter Harris got there as well. And in any event, it's a goal kick. And Garnet Lawrence wasting no time. He's signaled to the 4th official who's done the business, and the referee is now being called to say that Molynes are making 2 changes. Number 22, Makwan Aldridge coming in. Theon Palmer, who had a very, very poor game, is coming out. Replaced by number 4, Carrick Stewart, the KC man. So 1 KC schoolboy on the park for Cavalier, another one coming on for Molynes. And Rashawn Livingston off, and number 22, Makwan Aldridge comes in.
Yeah, arguably the most impressive midfielder in schoolboy football. 20, 21, 22, Makwan Aldridge. And Kingston Technical schoolboy. Well, experimented in the attacking midfield, really, but really he's a number 8, George, a box-to-box midfielder with a lot of skill and ability. As you said, a different level here, but it's good to see in this game how many schoolboys are getting an opportunity.
Yes, sir. Our production team was raving about him in the warm-up before the game started, saying that they were keen to see him get some game time. Atkins speeds away from Deshaun Grant, but Damien Thomas comes across to help out, and Doxley's touch is bad. So Molynes have upped the ante.
That was a poor throw.
Yeah, it almost looked like it was really a bad throw.
Yeah.
Can't say anything else.
He got away with it.
Yes, he did. I thought the referee would have called it back. Speed up off the bench for the first time this afternoon, wearing the death stare. No doubt plotting what adjustments he needs to make, given the 2 quick changes that Molynes made. Remember, they made 1 in the first half enforced because of the injury to Tyrese Winter. When Jaheim Harris came on, these 2 purely tactical after just 4 minutes of the second half. Lawrence unhappy with what he saw and has rung the changes early, giving his team maximum time to benefit from the substitutes he's just put on. Barclay turns away from Wilson and finds Atkins with a good pass, and he can't get away from Jeremy Nelson.
Well, we spoke about the need to command the middle of the park for Molynes, so Carrick Stewart has been brought in to break up play and hopefully win the ball, and then Makwan Aldridge to create opportunities for Nelson and Stewart. So I like that. That's a positive move by Garnet Lawrence, and good to see that he's put so much confidence into the youngsters. We spoke about Carrick earlier from KC, and as we said, Aldridge from Kingston Technical High School.
With the cross, there's too much on it to run outside for a... Did it go behind? Yes. No, it did. It's just a throw, not a goal kick. Both young men, Aldridge and Stewart, have their fans, because when they were introduced by Molynes at the moments ago, got some applause from people here who've come specifically to see them. So this young man from Kingston Technical High, highly thought of. Let's see if what he did at the schoolboy level he can do at the senior level. Arm thrown there by Doxley at Carrick Stewart, the substitute, and he goes into the book, Melvin Doxley, the St. Lucian. Does appear sometimes as if he has a short fuse. This is the challenge on him from Stewart, and look at him.
Yeah, no, that was, yeah, didn't like that at all, Carrick Stewart. It's throwing the right arm. And as you said, yeah, you look at his face. Well, that fuse was burnt.
Yeah.
Rightful call. That should never be tolerated, the throw of an elbow.
Atkins loses out. Well, return pass from Chanel Thomas, just overcooked. Atkins are frustrated. So because of the rain here at Sabina Park, and not really the rain itself, but the strong wind that has caused it to affect us at our original point. We've been moved to higher ground by the team here. Good job, gentlemen.
Eco Baggins and Company, thank you for the job. Very nice and cozy where we are now. Still inside the Kingston Cricket Club. McCoy with this free kick will go to Thomas. Nelson now. Goes long, trying to find Stewart at that back post. Bartlett. Decisive to gather. Pearson to Doxley. Ling. Gives it away. Grant. The second bite on the cherry after giving the ball away. With his coach applauding him for the industry more than anything else. Grant turns away from Kenroy Campbell. Still Grant. Can't get away from Ling. Atkins benefits from the turnover, but he too gives it away to Harris. Molynes have won more 50-50s in the second half than they did in the first half. We're not even 10 minutes deep yet into the second half. King under pressure. Turns away from Nicholas Nelson, he's fouled.
Good to see the added pressure though from Molynes. Looking to press from the 18-yard area of Cavalier so that if they win the ball, they're in an advantageous position. I think that's better. They've pushed the team further up. Bringing on Carrick Stewart will add a little bit more solidity to the midfield. And the hope is that Aldridge and Nelson can get the creativity going. So good to see the raised energy in Molynes play.
Cavalier are warming up Jalmaro Calvin. Speed still on his feet. He was sat pretty chilly in the first half as his team dominated possession. Didn't really need to get up and speak or to overthink or to get his brain into high gear as Harris steals in and is fouled by Gia Ling, a collision. And the Molynes United coaching staff want a card. Farquharson, let's see what he does when Gia Ling gets back to his feet.
He knew what he was doing, Ling. Good move by Harris, schoolboy, good strength, and yeah, Ling does ensure that he didn't get any further. A blatant block. He looks like he'll get away with it as well, George. The acting skills have improved as the season has gone on, but that was a professional foul by Giovanni Ling, who's had a good game, probably thwarted the best attack that Molynes have had, that came in the first half, that ball into the box by Livingston.
Yeah.
And that telling header away.
This is how we got the goal. Pearson's free kick, powered home by Kyle Ming. Back to live action. Wilson's kick. Javante Stewart was there, but so too was Bartlett. Alert goalkeeping. Had to come far to get there. What can Stewart do? Can he find a cross? He does. Digs one out. Still in play. Being chased by Aldridge, and he gathers. Wilson's pass to him was poor, and all the Cavalier men camped in their half, and they were deep too, so that long ball from Ling found nobody in a white shirt, because nobody in a white shirt was in the Molynes United acre. Pearson and Harris coming together. KC man whistled for the foul. So we have what? 4 schoolboys on the field. It's impressive. Going down is Nicholas Nelson. Wanted a call, gets no call. And he's still on his backside as Webster through the legs of McCoy. Running at McCoy and Ronaldo Webster, and brought down by Carrick Stewart. And let's see if the referee produces a card. No, just gives the young man a talking to.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous challenge by Stewart, and very lucky to get away with it. Farquharson very lenient so far in this game. I agreed not flashing the cards, but yeah, that's a blatant foul. No attempt to play the ball at all.
Yeah.
What was he trying to do? I mean, yeah, lucky.
Yes.
Lucky.
At the end of a sequence where Webster was leading McCoy a merry dance over on that far side. The sun back with us in all its glory. It's one of them days. Little sun, a little rain, a lot of wind. Pearson, can he produce another free kick of the kind that caused the first goal? It's met near side by Jeremy Nelson, who heads it high and behind. It's going to be a corner for the boys in white and black, the defending Premier League champions, Cavalier. Kenroy Campbell on his donkey cart across to take the corner. Cavalier have the regulation 6 men in the box for the corner. That's what teams use under normal circumstances. If they're chasing the game, they will use 7 and have 1 lurking, joining late to make 8. Since they're leading Cavalier, it's the regulation number 6. What can Campbell do? Can he find a teammate? Curls in, and it's met by Damian Thomas, who gets whacked for his troubles. And Thomas holding the thigh. He'll soldier on. Doesn't have the luxury of writhing about because his team are the ones trailing. Harris wins a throw. Grant forward to Stewart. Can't turn Doxley. Stewart allows it to run out after the deflection from Atkinson. Chanel Thomas races after this, but he was never going to get there. Needed wheels to get there. The pass too strong from Dwayne Atkinson. So the added impetus that Molynes have put into their game, evidenced by the fact that they've had 56% possession since the start of the second half. The first time in the game that they've had the majority of the possession. And they have a free kick. They're trying to do everything quickly. Even this free kick, which was taken too quickly. So is it that referee Farquharson has said the free kick was too quick, or after the free kick was taken quickly there was a foul committed? Well, there was a foul committed, he's saying. Doxley was fouled by Wilson. And Bartlett is down for Cavalier. Bartlett always gets injured at the oddest times. He'll not be involved in the action. He'll be standing there, then you'll see him down requiring treatment. So that was a quick free kick, and then Wilson stepped on the foot of Doxley.
I get what Molynes are trying to do, but sometimes it just doesn't suit you to play it quickly, but depending on where the defensive team are set up and where your players are, and that was an occasion like that. But certainly they are more present, a lot more present within the middle of the park, and that's why they've come into the game a lot more. Molynes, Stewart, Aldridge and company aiding Nelson and Trevante Stewart. In fact, Trevante Stewart has probably had more touches in this half so far, and it's just not even 20 minutes into the second half than he had in the entire first half.
And to prove that, Bartlett gave his team a tactical timeout. Rudolph Speed, while Bartlett was down, was in deep conversation with his assistant, and then they turned and looked at Nicochet Murray and told him to get warm. So Nicochet Murray is now warming up along with the youngster Calvin. And you have timeouts in basketball. You don't have them in football, except when the player goes down injured and treatment is required, especially when your goalkeeper goes down. The game can't continue without him. And that's what Bartlett used, I'm thinking.
Where they're starting to lose in the middle of the park, Cavalier. So yes. Nicochet Murray, who plays that number 6 role very well, will be present in there. Ball retention, the aim of the game for them. Not sure who will be sacrificed. It might very well be Pearson. Who knows?
He runs forward to Ming. Runs away from Trevante Stewart, Kyle Ming. Stewart snapping back at him. He must go into the book now, but he's fouled Ming. Wasn't a bad challenge. And let's see if referee Farquharson does anything now. But he just warned him moments ago that I've seen you commit fouls here, there, and everywhere. Done. And he made that universal sign. So I was expecting him to book him for this, but he's continuing to be lenient to our referee.
Gone through the back again, arm extended, so it's the same old, but anyhow.
Pearson with this free kick. Has already found a role in this Cavalier team, and it's a nice shape on it! And it's missed by Chanel Thomas. He got the header. Didn't find the goal frame.
Top quality delivery yet again from Christopher Pearson. Look at this, brilliant. In terms of Chanel Thomas has got to score there. He's got to hit the target at least. No excuses. Should probably have been looking to steer that far post and would have certainly found a goal, but in any case has to hit the target there, Chanel Thomas. And Christopher Pearson has been doing that for all season in the purple and white of KC.
Chanel Thomas took too long on it and was almost robbed by Aldridge. He played it superbly well, and Campbell forward asking Webster to do. He's made a very, very good attempt at trying to hunt that one down on Aldo Webster, showing off his speed there. Just had too much on it. Carrick Stewart robbed by Doxley. As Cavalier tried to wrest control of this game once again. Atkinson has broken through 3 challenges brilliantly. But kept it too long until he was robbed by McCoy. And McCoy has won a throw. McCoy being given a royal test so far this afternoon. Webster is the protagonist, mostly playing on his side. Now Atkinson has come to give him some trouble as Webster has switched to this near side. Well, it's always his right side. Atkinson plays on the left, so they're in the orthodox positions. Ricochet Murray is ready for Cavalier, and he's getting his final instructions from coach Rudolph Speed. So he'll be Cavalier's first substitute this afternoon. That's the man wearing number 6. Meanwhile, McCoy pops this into the box, easy for Vino Bartlett. Bartlett out to Pearson. Good debut from the young man so far, the schoolboy. Forward to Atkinson, trying to play it off Jeremy Nelson. It works out to Chanel Thomas. It's a throw to Cavalier, which Jeremy Nelson can't believe. Signal to the referee that the change is ready, and he halts play so that the change can be made. So Ricochet Murray will come in. This is number 17 is coming out. Chanel Thomas, his day is done. Agree with that change, Chris?
Yeah, put in a good shift. Had that opportunity. Hasn't been as clinical or penetrative as they would have wanted. Did work reasonably hard, Chanel Thomas, but they want more than hard work. They want goals from him. I'm not sure though who now will slot into that central role. Probably be Webster, which is not a natural position for him. And that's been part of the struggle for Rudolph Speed. Options in that centre forward position.
Wilson exchanging passes with Nicholas Nelson and trying to find him back. Richard King did very well. Jeremy Nelson, well, Carrick Stewart won that. This is Harris. Jaheim Harris drifting across the penalty box. Wilson looking for Nicholas Nelson, and a vital interception. Very, very vital from Kenroy Campbell there. Turns it outside for a throw. And the referee signaling that it's drinks break. So the second 876 water break. 876 spring water, uniquely Jamaican, sponsoring the water breaks in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. and the players can get refreshed. Both teams can have new tactical instructions for the remainder of the game. So tactical rejig being laid out by Rudolph Speed after he removed his centre forward Chanel Thomas. So you'll have to reorganize.
You have to drop when we're under pressure. Busy. Drop back to the edge of the 18 Webster still saying on counter from there.
It's as if Christopher Pearson is going to go to centre forward, because I just heard him say that still you're going to have to drop back when we're under pressure. That's clearly saying that Pearson will be that guy. And then he had instructions for Busy. That's the nickname for Dwayne Atkinson. So Molynes with this throw for the restart. Carrick Stewart has put himself about the KC schoolboy wearing number 14. Well, wearing number 4 for Molynes, making his presence felt in the game. Maybe even Webster, the one who was gone furthest forward based on the instructions from Speed. Thought he was speaking to Pearce, but it may have been Webster who was getting those instructions. Good play by Pearce in midfield once again, and McCoy, a wild kick, didn't connect. Still Cavalier ball, so the player goes on. Webster going through a half a dozen step overs and the back heel into the path of Ming. Ming's crosses met near post by Jeremy Nelson with Dwayne Atkinson lurking. Good football from Cavalier just now. Oxley, again, Carrick Stewart getting to him quickly but fouling him, says referee Farquharson.
Another foul for Carrick Stewart. Yeah, I mean, how many talks is referee Farquharson going to have? I think the players now realize, oh, if I'm nice about it, then referee Farquharson will just have a gentle talk with me. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Raheem Stone is getting ready to come in for Molynes United.
Again, no attempt to play the ball. He was late there. Look at that, tugging on his shirt. He's got to get a yellow card, Carrick Stewart.
King. Back to Vino Bartlett. Nelson putting some pressure on, and then realized he was the only man pressing. Jeremy Nelson went for the big clearance, and it worked, buying his team temporary relief. But now Ming, Damian Thomas quickly across. Very well, Damian Thomas. Aldridge breaking the lines with this long pass out to Nicholas Nelson. Can he get there? Bartlett got there before him. So as we told you, number 50, Raheem Stone, getting ready to come in for Molynes. Referee Farquharson's attention being called to the change, but he hasn't seen that his fourth official is ready just yet. Nicholas Nelson gets possession. Nelson into the box. Nelson shoots, and it whistles just by the far post. Vina Bartlett asking the assistant referee a question. Felt that it was a goal kick, but there was an obvious touch on it. Well, there was no obvious touch on it. Jeremy Nelson, the roly-poly didn't come off, and now Dwayne Atkinson has been set free but sent wide.
The attack still very much alive for Cavalier though. Dwayne Atkinson inside Damian Thomas as if he wasn't there. Plays in Doxley. Stabbed pass to Webster wasn't what was required, but the play still alive. This is Webster. And it's cleared by Jaheim Harris, dropping back to help his defenders. Cavalier reset the attack. They do it over. Christopher Pearson goes for a shot on goal that sails high. Non-threatening in the end.
Good attempt by Christopher Pearson. Certainly known to score brilliant goals from that range. Certainly within his range as well, but the pace was good, but the trajectory just a bit too high.
So number 50, Raheem Stone, we told you, on. And Lorenzo McCoy, Rasta, centre half, is off.
3 times these teams have met, George, since Molynes' insertion into the Premier League. And it's been 3 big wins for Cavalier, so they have dominated this fixture. This would be 4. 2021 saw a 3-1 whopping of Molynes. Actually, speedy character Colin Anderson scored 2 goals in that game, and Ronaldo Webster the other. We haven't seen Colin Anderson so far at all today, but yeah, he got a brace in 2021. 3-1, 3-1 and 4-0, the 3 results. So clear dominance for Cavalier.
So they've taken out a centre half, Molynes. As we see this from Nicholas Nelson. Racing into the box, looked at his options, didn't really have many supporters. Only Jaheim Harris. And he didn't like his positioning, so he went for goal, Nelson. And he missed the target, and Molynes yet to have their first shot on target, and we're in the 76th minute. Nelson hunting this one down. Can he get there? Vina Bartlett quickly out, and he drops it, but just at the feet of Makwan Aldridge, who was closing him down. He gathers.
Cavalier just needs to be careful. There is quality on the park for Molynes, albeit young, but still players who can score and are willing to shoot from even outside the area. So, as we saw previously in the match week, teams relaxing on 1-0 leads, lost points. So Cavalier will need to try and find another one here to bury this game.
Nelson's switch too big for Harris. It was behind him. The youngster acknowledges the effort from the captain, but the captain was disappointed with his own execution. Makwan Aldridge wearing the 22 jersey that was worn over the first few match weeks by Javon Brown, the little tank in the midfield, diminutive man, strong tackler from Molynes, but haven't seen him in a while. Jeremy Nelson, and trying to get away from Dwayne Atkinson, ran that into touch. Cavalier warming up 3 more players, including the fast man Colin Anderson. So no doubt speed trying to exploit Molynes' aggressiveness and their press by putting on Anderson to create havoc in the spaces that they'll leave.
And not only that, he would have good memories, so his confidence would be high against Molynes.
Hard tackle on Kenroy Campbell from Damian Thomas, and he goes into the book. Thomas pleading his case. Referee Farkinson having none of it. He'll say, well, gentlemen, I've been very lenient this contest, so yeah, I can't be expected to keep the card in the pocket forever.
But we thought Thomas should have been in the book earlier. Remember that tackle on Webster in the first half, which was a clear obstruction, and he got away with that one, but certainly not this one here, rightfully so.
Pearson. A lot of whip on this free kick, but catching practice for Peter Harrison. Sends Trevante Stewart free, but the ball struck him, and Doxley comes the other way for Cavalier.
Cross met by Jeremy Nelson, good touch. And now Stewart is found with a proper pass. Raheem Stone wasn't ready. Body wasn't ready to receive that ball. Jeremy Nelson's header doesn't go well. And Atkinson collided with Harrison, but he's fine. A bit untidy from Molynes defending there. Aldridge to Carrick Stewart. Carrick Stewart breaking the line, trying to find Nicholas Nelson. Needs some support. And it goes behind, referee says corner.
I think Nelson was looking for it to shake King and probably cut along the line, which would have probably been the wrong move by him anyway. He was bailed out by a corner.
Just taking the corner himself. Seven men from Molynes in the box. Stone puts it back, and the flick. Well, McQuan Aldridge went to get a piece of it. Vina Bartlett well positioned.
I wonder if he would have been offside.
I think so.
Yeah. But obviously, that was a ball being put back into the box by Stone. It'd be hard to believe that he would have been shooting like that from that distance. I think he was just trying to keep it alive.
Yeah. Lovely by Kenroy Campbell to get rid of Carrick Stewart and plays in Ronaldo Webster. He's in Webster. Webster cuts inside, but he loses his footing. Damian Thomas had tracked him, and just for a moment he appeared to have beaten Thomas, although he had cut back on his weaker right foot, but then he lost his footing. So, yeah.
Too quick for his own good, Webster.
Nelson on the sprint, and unfortunately it rebounds off him, with Gibbons in attendance, and it's a goal kick. Sportsmax at moment. Sportsmax at moment. This play, Pearson curling free kick, headed home by his captain Kyle Ming in the rain here at Sabina Park. Commanding header. That's how Cavalier went in front in the first half. Sportsmax at moment. Download it today to watch the UEFA Champions League, NBA, cricket, and a lot of football, along with live horse racing. Playing fouled. The Molynes bench not agreeing with the call from referee Farquharson, but what they say has no bearing. '82nd minute. Cavalier not quite in protect 1-0 lead mode just yet. They're probably inching towards that time if they can't find another one. Wilson in the midfield for Molynes. Harris, what can the youngster provide? He was attempting a cross. It didn't go well enough, and got polite applause from the bench. His first game at this level. So it would be wrong to expect magic, but he does have the ability to flourish at this stage for as long as he stays here, and for his benefit. We hope it's not long. It's given away. This is Stone. The first touch, the second touch was awful from Raheem Stone, and he got injured in the process. Richard King getting back to tackle him, but poor from Cavalier trying to come out the back with the ball, and it found its way to Stone. Stone tackled by King. So this is what King tried to do. Tried to dribble around Nicholas Nelson, who engaged him. And look at that first touch. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah. Don't think it was a penalty though. Nicholas Nelson asking a lot of questions about it, but fair enough by King. King actually tried to pull away, but yeah, dribbling out like that, very dangerous, very irresponsible. For a player at a national level as well. Yes, he's 20 years of age, but should know better, King.
Jalmara Calvin and Colin Anderson set to come in for Cavalier into the game. They've been warming up for a while. Substitutions now being made, 24 in and 10 out, so busy. Dwayne Atkinson withdrawn. And young Calvin gets his chance, few minutes. So too does the runner, Colin Anderson. Looks like Webster's day is done as well. That's what the fourth official is communicating.
So fresh legs at the top. Both Atkinson and Webster out. As I said, Anderson, 2021, a 3-1 win. He scored 2 of them. That man who he's replacing scored the other one, Webster. Hasn't been able to find a goal this season, Colin Anderson. In fact, most of the time we've actually thought that the setup hasn't suited his style of play, but against a tired Molynes defense, let's see with his speed what he can do.
Calvin immediately into the action, trying to find Anderson, but Thomas got in the way. Back pass to Harrison. Grant with the long clearance. Time for you to pick your man of the match, Chris.
I would like to think that the prime contender is that man who just won the header, the captain. Clean sheet so far for Cavalier, and the goal, a brilliant header that was. So 2 ends of the park, along with his leadership. I would think he's certainly in pole position. Obviously a lot can still happen, and Molynes looking to press.
Harris. Oh, Wilson. Well, Nelson was aimed at him, but not good enough to cross.
I'm telling you, Harris has impressed his coach, Garnet Lawrence, since he has come on the Edwin Allen standout, the number 16. He's physically, he's looked like he's been able to match up against the big men here. And passing ability pretty good as well.
Kenroy Campbell trying to get around Donald Damien Thomas. He got there, and there must be a penalty. A wild challenge by Jeremy Nelson. A player of his experience ought to know better than to make a challenge like that in the box. Campbell had just beaten Damien Thomas for pace, and then Jeremy Nelson arriving like this. It has to be a foul, has to be a penalty. Don't know what he's protesting about. So Kyle Ming has a chance to put his name on the score sheet twice. The youngster Pearson had claimed the ball. He's leaving it to him. So the KC schoolboy, in his first game in the Premier League, has a chance to cap his performance with a goal. What would you know? Chris Pearson has scored many in the last Manning Cup campaign. Successful one for Kingston College. All right, Chrissy, let's not jinx him, shall we? Pearson from 12 yards versus Harrison. Can the schoolboy do it? Lovely touch, his captain leaving it to him. Chris Pearson has been good all afternoon. Can he be better than good? Pearson! And what would you know? What would you know? The goalkeeper completed his dive, and the ball hadn't yet hit the back of the net. Cheeky, impudent from young Chris Pearson. And yeah, he looks one for the future, doesn't he? That's 2-0 to Cavalier.
Composure as well. Yeah, cheeky. And you better score when you do that. Christopher Pearson, who Would have missed one in his schoolboy season, a critical one, but didn't matter at the end of it all. Good to see him step up and handle the pressure. Christopher Pearson, he's had a good day. A goal to go with the assist.
So does that now take him to the front of the man of the match race, you'd say?
I'm still not sure. I still like the performance of the captain.
I think it would be good for us to give it to the youngster in his first game. Yeah, for what he's done. Go on, Chris, be charitable for once. Cavalier set to make 2 more changes, Cleo Clark among them. The youngster from Garvey Maceo. To make it, what, 5 schoolboys on the park? You sense that the fight, the stuffing has been knocked out of Molynes by that second goal. Garnet Lawrence has huge problems, as the 4th official shows, indicates 4 minutes of time added on. Lawrence has huge problems with his coaching staff to fashion this team into a solid attacking unit, because that's where most of his problems lie, and from midfield forward it's not been good enough this afternoon. Colin Anderson, lovely take! Oh, it's a good save by Harrison! What a first touch from Colin Anderson! Ought to have scored, but Peter Harrison was out in a flash to block him, and he made a good save, the goalkeeper.
We spoke about magical touches leading to goals. That was nearly an example. And a brilliant touch by Anderson. But that's the kind of play that Anderson thrives off of. You float that ball over the top, allow him to run into space. And yeah, he'll get there before everybody else. The keeper did well though. Look at that, over the top. Allow him to use his speed, kept his hand in. That's a brilliant first touch by Anderson. The finish wasn't bad either. It's just good goalkeeping. Excellent goalkeeping.
So Pearson scores and assists one, and he's off, replaced by Jerome McCleary. And Cleo Clark has come on for Kenroy Campbell, the man who won the penalty. Lovely by leg. Yes, sir, one schoolboy for another. Yeah, lovely by leg over the head of Carrick Stewart, who didn't take kindly to being beaten like that. Cavalier boys really enjoying themselves this afternoon. Aldridge battling with McCleary. He takes it quickly, but too quickly for the referee's liking. That's young McCleary who's come on for Campbell. Clark's first touch not good, robbed by Harris. This is Nelson, and Gioleng did very well to get back and make the tackle, but it's a Molynes free kick. Can they at least get a consolation? Nelson, Jeremy with the free kick, flicked on by Carrick Stewart. Handball appeal by Molynes, nothing doing. And Colin Anderson out the back. And he's into space now, Colin Anderson. Anderson leading a charge of 3 Cavalier players. Finds a good ball to Cleo Clark, and he's offside. Garvin Carvalho, the assistant referee on that far side, judging that Cleo Clark strayed too far beyond the line. Nelson can't get around Richard King just yet. And this is for the corner. 93rd minute, deep into it. Molynes striving at least for the consolation. Can they find it? Encouraged by Gioleng. And now McCleary needs some help. Ricochet Murray offering him that help. He can't get around Jeremy Nelson. McCleary. Size disparity between the pair. Stewart was
was an awful, awful goal kick from Peter Harrison. Just about sums up Molynes' day, really. And they'll complete this game, Molynes United, having failed to register a shot on target, a statistic that is sure to rankle with head coach Garnet Lawrence.
Not even trying anymore. Molynes United, as you said, the wind knocked out of their sails by that penalty. We're really pressing hard in the second half, but just not enough numbers in the box, not enough quality plays within the 18-yard area. And even though, George, you'd have to say that the youngsters coming in did help them to a degree in terms of being more competitive, just not creating enough opportunities.
Yes.
Still.
McCleary's offside. Well, actually, that was Calvin. Jalmara Calvin found himself in that offside position. Yes, you're correct there. We're out of time. And right on cue, referee Andre Farquharson calls a halt to proceedings. Molynes United distinctly second best this afternoon. Cavalier played some good stuff in between the two goals, one by Kyle Ming, their captain, towards the end of the first half, and late in the contest, the schoolboy Christopher Pearson on his Premier League debut, a memorable one for him, starting home the Panenka penalty, won by Kimani Campbell. It's Cavalier 2, Molynes United 0, and we'll have full game highlights not too long from now. Farquharson sent us on our way under bright sunshine. Pearson with a speculative effort early, gathered easily by goalkeeper Harrison. Those two would come face to face again. This is Pearson, pass out, frees Kyle Ming. His cross, can't find Webster, can't find Chanel Thomas either. Richard King pings it wide for Webster. He's gonna find a pass that Chanel Thomas gets a piece of, but not enough to worry Peter Harrison into his grateful arms. This shot. Livingston producing the cross of the match from a Molynes perspective. That Gio Leng headed away just as Trevante Stewart was going to pounce. And then Atkinson will find a lovely pass. And Ronaldo Webster, perhaps the striker's instinct, dulled on this occasion. It ran away from him. Another angle of the pass, lovely. And the Webster ought to have done better. And then Pearson's free kick finding Kyle Ming. And it was a firm header, well placed. Harrison beating all ends up. That's how Cavalier went in front just before the halftime break. And then look at Webster. Finds this cross that Chanel Thomas can't get on the end of. Then Pearson again, and Chanel Thomas would want this chance back. Didn't even force the goalkeeper to make a save when he really ought to. Nicholas Nelson trying to get his team to register at least a shot on target. Missed the target on that occasion. And that's as close as Molynes came in the second half. And look at Kenroy Campbell. He's going to do Damian Thomas for pace. And look at Jeremy Nelson across to make a clearance. But he doesn't catch the ball and catches Campbell. It's a penalty, and look at that. Christopher Pearson with the Panenka on his debut. Goalkeeper Peter Harrison made to look like a mug by the schoolboy. And that was Cavalier 2. Then Colin Anderson, brilliant first take. Harrison, good goalkeeping. We should credit good goalkeeping when we see it. That was good goalkeeping, good save. And referee Farquharson calls time at 2-0. "12 shots overall in the game. 28 fouls, 16 committed by Molynes. 4 yellow cards, 2 apiece. 3 offsides, both against Cavalier. 6 corners, an even split. 2 saves by the Molynes United goalkeeper, and a 56% possession registered by Cavalier. Chris Taylor is on the floor to do the interviews.
Kyle, excellent performance for you. A brilliant goal, and not only that, a clean sheet.
Yeah, we wasn't playing really well from the start of the season, and this clean sheet means a lot to us, and this win is very important to us.
How much have you practiced finishing deliveries like that? Because certainly that was an excellent header from a far away.
Well, we've been doing this from pre-season, so we just come out here and execute it.
And what about the clean sheet as well? Another one to add to Cavalier's repertoire.
Yeah, we have the best defense, so we just showcase it today.
All right, good performance. Enjoy your 3 points. Congrats to the Man of the Match award, and we look forward to seeing what you bring next week.
Okay, thank you.
Kyle Ming there, Man of the Match for Cavalier. I'm now joined by Garnet Lawrence, the head coach of Molynes. Garnet, frustration for you. How would you assess your performance today?
Well, not at all. No frustration at all. I think you guys are seeing the transition, and bringing on the kids I saw a difference in the game today. We have a few more to bring forward. It's just that it's going to take a little while because we're doing this in the season, but I'm proud of the kids today.
And especially coming on and in the second half, you certainly look like you're evening out the game, more ball retention within the middle of the park. Was that something extra positive for you, especially just coming from the youngsters themselves?
Very, very much so. Very much so. It was extra positive. It's just a transition. Unfortunately, they couldn't start today, but we give them the thumbs up for this game.
All right, all the best to you. We look forward to seeing you next week, Garnet.
Thank you so much.
Garnet Lawrence there, head coach of Molynes. 4 losses in a row for Molynes. I'm now joined by Rudolph Speed, head coach of Cavalier. Rudolph, well, the sequence continues, a win then a loss, and then a win again. So
very consistent.
Yeah, and a clean sheet for you. Excellent performance by the boys.
Oh yeah, I thought so. I still think we're letting down ourselves in the finishing area, because we should have done a little bit better. But because we're still working on trying to have the best team out there, I mean, I'll give them a pass today.
Today was obviously a day for the youngsters. Molynes played a few. Christopher Pearson, excellent performance coming up, starting the game for you, a goal and an assist.
Yes.
How would you assess his performance?
Oh, very well. I mean, he was one of the players that we saw in the Morning Cup that we thought we should have, and we chased him as much as we could. Eventually he came, and this is his first Premier League game. I thought he did extremely well.
And how did our boys adjust here to the Sabina Park field?
Oh, they were at home. We did talk about how big and wide the field was, and then we were a passing team, so it worked out fine for us.
All right, big 3 points for you. You remain in the playoff positions. All the best.
All right, thank you.
So at the end of 90 minutes, Cavalier 2, Molynes United 0, match week 9, Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. The Cavalier, the defending champions, take all 3 points. Molynes have to wheel and come again.